Alright, welcome back to the league race. This time we're back with TTML for round number 3 at Imola. And this is a sprint. This is this famous sprint setup. So we're going to do one shot quali, which sets the grid for a 25% race. And said 25% race sets the grid for a 50% race. Anyway, lap, look, as always with one shot, you just want to get that lap in. So I think my best time I'd done was a 14.
Oh god, don't think I'm P14.
A 14.6, I think. 14.6, 14.8.
How many people validated?
Anyway,
what the hell?
this lap was not very good, but it was valid and it was good enough for 14th place. So
please, please,
anywho,
I don't need to hear.
Yeah, like this track, when it came out, I enjoyed driving this track. To race, I have no idea.
Yes, you've to
Anyways, we're going to try to do medium soft. This is the mandatory one stop, as are every single 25% race. Anywho, then, here we go. 14th place, 5 red lights. And away we go. It's actually not a bad start. These have gone better of late, to be fair. Into the left-hand side. And
hi, boys.
heading down towards turn 1, nice and easy. Middle of the track. And there's no one to my immediate left or right. And you see Matt Jones gets a little squeeze there from Yaram. You get a good run. I pull alongside. I thought, I'll back out.
Oh my!
This was the end result. But look at it in slow motion. I wondered what on earth had happened there to start. You can actually see. So we got a good run. I thought, let me try and overtake. He must be using some overtake as well to recover. At a certain point, with the way this corner closed, you have to get the hell out of dodge. I thought, okay, I'm not going to be far enough alongside, and let me see this position. You see, I actually start braking. Wait, you see the corner's coming up. I actually start braking now, well before the corner. I think it was just one of those where he does just turn in. I don't know. I broke very early on that. I felt I broke not very. I felt I broke early enough. He did fling the car in, and I reckon if this was if this wasn't lap 1, I reckon it would have been okay, because there's other cars that were there as well. So he never reported it. So I don't know. Well, he did leave the league then after his race went to shit in the 50%. So I don't know. I would describe that as a racing incident, but I would understand if I had gotten a penalty for it. My car is on the inside. He's going to get back past me here. My car was on the, my car he did turn in a bit, but my car is obviously there at the same time. So, I wouldn't have had too much. Like if I had gotten the penalty for that, I wouldn't have had too much cause to be upset really. Wesker, I'm not sure what instance he's had, but we're going to move on. That Mad Jonas, he was never reported, and you saw how early I broke. So yeah. This track is this lap 8. Nothing happens by the way. Lap 8, lap 9. Is this lap 10? Whatever it is. This track, lap 10. This track, while fun to drive on its own, I find really doesn't lend itself well for side-by-side action. Though it is fun to drive if you're on your own.
Oh, they're changing my
I didn't know I had wing damage until this very moment. So, because you saw me bring up the MFD, I didn't think I had wing damage. At least looking at the time during the race. So yeah, great. That's great news. So hadn't really anticipated. The car felt fine. I just assumed, yeah, whatever, because I had been struggling to find a good setup I really liked. So yeah. Anywho, wing changed, and we're going to merge from the pits about 7 seconds, 8 seconds behind Wesker. And we would eat into this gap very quickly. Not very quickly, but over the next few laps we'd eat into the gap. Got into the DRS at the beginning of lap 16. And all culminates then into going to head down towards like the Aqua Miller Alley, heading up the hill. I thought I got a good run. I thought, yes, here we go. I thought I had a real good chance to do it out of the chicane. Got on the brakes early enough, but his car just didn't slow. His car just didn't slow down on those tires. So there was contact, and I was never going to overtake him after. Even if I had gotten ahead of him, I was never going to keep that position. And if I'd overtaken him, if he had lost control of his car, I would have waited to let him go again. So annoying, because I felt like I had a good chance to make an overtaking into his last two corners. But anywho, was that P15, P14? P13, excuse me. So yeah,
So I don't know.
yeah, not great. Obviously, my race is
I need to look at it.
compromised
I
with
got damage. I didn't
Matt
realise I got
Jonas
damage.
and the incident
I
there.
think so.
The likes of
Let's go, Luke, man.
Sway
Fucking
and
hell,
the
what
other
a
drivers,
drive.
Yarm, made see Yarm finished 4th in the end, so we were right beside him at the
Everyone was
start of
falling
the race. So
Kevin did an absolute solid.
yeah, could have gone
Didn't get
better.
a pen, so.
Anywho, we have a 50% race though to try and make up for the fact. So again, setups I wasn't really happy with, and we're going to start on the mediums, and there is supposedly going to be some rain. Supposedly, we'll find out. I'm going to do medium soft. So despite what the strategy says, and let's hope this start goes a little bit better than the first one. Then here we go, 5 red lights, and away we go. It's not a bad start. A better one has been had though from Imola. See, I'm not sure what Wesker was doing there, but if that was me, I would have been pretty upset by that. I'm sure Imola was as well. We pick off Imola obviously as a result of him being squeezed, and we pick off Dave then as well. I felt as I could have had Wesker, I feel like, but like I had no idea if the ghosting would have actually happened there for that AlphaTauri, so nothing to be done there. Sketchy stuff lap 1 here. I don't have any grip. I have no grip on these mediums. You briefly saw the front wing of Mad Jonas, which was missing. Switch back there for Imola, just mugs me there. So he'd ended up crashing later on, and he'd ended up leaving the league, so good for him, I suppose. Yeah. Not much to say about what else to say about lap 1. I feel like oh man, I thought I was going to have a good run out of there, and Wesker loses the back end. Imola has to slow on the brakes. I'd have to slow then, and that allows Dave to go through. So a little bit annoying to lose a position like that, but needs must you react as you need to well, not crash into the back of someone if you can. Anyways, not much else to say for lap 1 here, to be fair. I think Waffles will try his luck in a not too distant future. So yeah, so we've actually lost his ground really. Paddy has to pit. I've actually lost ground. We're in 13th instead of having. Oh, sorry, we started 13th, so we guess we didn't lose any ground. Waffles then putting the pressure on, and Matt, like I saw him there, but yeah, would have been if he dive bombed there, it would have been a little bit mad. I'm questioning here, like how did earth you like? It's like you just I'm learning. It's impossible to run side by side that part of the track because something's got to give. And like you saw with Mad Jonas, like I was so like my front wheel was close to his rear wheel, and contact still ended up being made. So it's really hard to race there. But I left the space anyway. And I got some revenge here. Not revenge, but I got some. I guess I got my place back in the same place I lost it to Dave. So we need to get that place back. That's it to P12. Honestly, this race was very boring. It was very uneventful. Yeah, I don't. It just it wasn't the most brilliant race. I was really hoping for a safety car, to be honest, but none. Spoilers, none ever came. Waffles then having those Red Bulls were set, they were DRSing each other along essentially, and then Waffles spun, so that put paid to his race. I see Imola got I think 6 seconds already on lap 10. Lap 16 again is like we've made positions here of people pitting. Carlos here is going to take his place back. You see I've hit 60% on the tyres. They're fine, but within DRS of Wesker as well, so a track that's very difficult to overtake at times. You see the rain is falling. It has been falling for a while, but it would never got wet enough to actually change. Lap 17 I went for the undercut on Wesker. In reality, I really should have, knowing what I know now about the soft compound tyre, I would have stayed out longer on these mediums. Knowing what I know now on the soft, not so much about the undercut attempt. It's just I don't think it's wrong to try and go for track position, but knowing what I know now, I would have, because my softs ended up dying. You'll see pretty soon. So here we go then, pit lane exit. Here comes Wesker. I thought I had done enough on the overspeed. High speed, he moves left and then moves right back onto the racing line. At the time, I was not very happy about that because it looked like 2 moves. The difference of speed was quite big. That was really looking back at it now, the move back across wasn't really. He's just trying to get to the racing line. The first movement, I don't feel as strongly about it as it did in the moment, but yeah. He keeps the place and then would damage his wing on the back of Jane. So, who's on mediums, who are catching a vast rate of knots. I thought the soft tire would be the better one to be on to end the race. And I think you would be, but again, in retrospect, I wish I'd taken my mediums to lap 18 or 19 if they would have held on. But yeah, because these softs, yeah, I don't know what it was the setup or something, but these softs ended up going towards the end of the race. But we'll see. Like you see, bear in mind, Yogi there is 4 seconds behind, so bear that in mind. I think I was comfortably able to keep him behind on mediums. So we have DRS on Jane. I need to get this overtake done. I don't want to be hanging around here, so I use a fair amount of my resources. I had to get this move done. Send the car down the inside. Jane sees it coming, chooses not to fight, and we get through there. So a bit of a late one on my part, but I thought it was important to get that move done. We got it done without contact. So, anywho, lap 24, Imola, you just pitted behind my DRS range there. He's through there 9 seconds. I thought, you know what? I should be like my tires aren't too old. I should be able to keep it in 9 seconds of him. I ended. This was a foolish misguidance on my part. Lap 27. Yogi then, my tires just really, I don't know what happened, man. My pace just disappeared in this part. I don't know, like the tires just weren't great. And we're like 6 or so laps to the end. I don't know, man. I just at the latter parts the tires went, but I don't know what happened at this point. I don't know if I wasn't driving well or but the pace just disappeared really from this point. Well, most points of the second. So the pace just wasn't there in the soft period, you know what I mean? Like it just wasn't there. Now we're at plus, I think we hit 60% like a lap or two ago, so these softs are very much dead. So I had a chance of P8. Ended up being nothing more than P10, as Imola and Yogi, you know, pulled out of the penalty windows that they needed to do, and yeah, there we go. It's a P10. Compromised somewhat by qualifying and sprint, but I would have loved a safety car. Safety car would have been really, really nice, but these are the rules of league racing, you know. When you want one, you don't get one, and when you don't want one, you get one, as it happened in Portugal there. So, yeah. Anyways, could have gone better, could have gone worse. It's just a very race, wasn't it? So that's going to do it then for round number 3 of. Oh, sorry, we got the standings to do now. Excuse me, got the standings to do. Here are the standings. We're in 10th. It's about right, isn't it, given the results so far this season? This might be the division where I'm just the P10 merchant, really, and that's just how it goes. So I look at that and I think, yeah, we're not too far away from some others in front. To be honest, actually, I couldn't really ask. You know, like, I mean, it's just about right, isn't it? And Williams, we're in 3rd. We're in a nice little spot. In 3rd, so some good upside there potentially as well. If I could get my season underway with a proper result. Not sure when that will be, and what even is the track next week. I have no idea. What even is the track? Hold on, bear with me. Let me find it. It's just been one of those seasons so far. Do you know what I mean? It's been really underwhelming. Next track is Hungary. Okay, there's some potential here, maybe. Famous last words. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time.